This is the GE72, MSI's more budget gaming laptop. Stick around to find out why it's awesome and why you should probably get one if you're in the market for a gaming laptop. To cover the overall looks of the device, the first thing you find is the brushed aluminium fingerprint magnet top cover with some really cool grooves in it. On the bottom you find a plastic base which basically adds up to make this laptop 28mm thick. This combined with the plastic, as I just mentioned, gives it a more cheap and cheerful feel and less premium feel than the GS range we've checked out, and also a bit thicker. On the back you'll find two grills for the fan, basically the dual fan design inside that keeps the GPU and CPU pretty damn cool. On the left hand side you'll find a Kensington lock slot, killer E22 NIC, and also the Intel AC Wi-Fi inside, a USB 3 port, HDMI port, mini display port, two more USB 3 ports, and the gold plated 3.5mm jacks. On the right hand side you'll find the DC in, as well as a SD card slot and a USB 2 port, which is probably going to be used for your mouse. You'll also find a Blu-ray drive, which, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but why is this here? I really would have liked to have seen this space used for another hard drive or more battery or cooling, or even just to make the entire laptop a bit thinner. But personally I haven't used a CD drive in over a year now, and for a premium feel laptop, this CD drive or Blu-ray drive really doesn't make me feel like this is premium with this all plastic design, and as you can hear it doesn't quite feel too premium either. The power brick, however, is pretty cool. It's relatively small, as you can see my 5-inch Moto G there. It isn't too thick, and it's about the same thickness as the 3-pin Cloverleaf, so that's pretty nice too. Now on the front you're going to find the two slots for the Dynaudio speakers. They are shooting into your chest as opposed to your face, but they do sound pretty damn good, and that's good enough for me. On the front also you'll find the three LEDs which cover Wi-Fi, charging, and also hard drive activity. Next to the power switch you'll find the LED switch, which changes, or basically the SteelSeries button, which changes what layer the keyboard is in the SteelSeries engine, and you'll also find the turbo fan switch, which makes the fans ramp up to 100% to cool the laptop down, assuming you don't mind the noise. The keyboard itself is a SteelSeries design with the 3-zone RGB lighting, just like the other MSI laptops we checked out, and it's actually pretty nice, except for the fact that the Windows key's on the wrong side. There isn't, the Enter key's a bit wrong, the backspace is a bit short, and there's a kind of random backslash somewhere next to the spacebar, which is kind of the wrong side. It's a non-ISO layout, it's basically an American layout, and I really would have liked to have seen this for the UK market with a ISO layout keyboard. Personally, I use Windows E a lot, to open up Windows Explorer and a few other other functions. So I really would like to have seen that on the right side, and the FN key next to the, like screen brightness and volume, which is where you're going to use it, as opposed to having to do two-handed operations for both Windows E and also FN and volume down and stuff like that. Now, as for the screen, it's a 17.3-inch 1080p panel. It's a matte screen, and it has actually pretty good viewing angles. If you want to know more, check out our written review, we do cover a little bit more there. Now, onto the mouse pad. I say that a bit strangely because it is a bit strange. It's kind of got a plastic yet brushed aluminium feel to it. It's got grooves in it, which makes it a little bit weird to use. It's got two physical mouse buttons, and while it is still got those two physical mouse buttons, it has gestures like swipe in from the right to get the Charms menu and zoom in, but they haven't included scroll, which is kind of strange. And you can double tap, two-finger tap to get the right-click menu. But they just haven't included scroll, which is the one that I use the most. I did also find that the actual physical mouse buttons didn't work half the time, especially when gaming. If I was using the keyboard and using the mouse at the same time, it often just wouldn't click for me, which is quite annoying in my eyes. Now inside this beast you'll find an i7 4720HQ with 8GB of RAM, and an NVIDIA GTX 960M, which is brand new, and 2GB of VRAM, as I said, the 1080p matte screen, and you'll also find 128GB M.2 SSD alongside a 1TB mass storage 2.5-inch 7200M hard drive. That's a mouthful. As I said, you'll also find that keyboard as well. Now, we did have a lot of people asking about boot times in a couple of the other videos, so I wanted to make it clear. This is an SSD. It's running Windows 8. It's fast. My PC, even with you know, SSDs in it, kind of boots up at about 5 minutes. It's mostly because of all the stuff that I have loaded, but this laptop takes around about 30 seconds, depending on, you know, if it's a cold boot, if the laptop's, you know, been recently running and all you've done is restart it. It's, you know, some variables, but we got around about 30 seconds. This is pretty fast and it's pretty crazy. Now, onto the temperatures. This thing really surprised me. It hit 65 degrees most on both chips. That must be to do with the thickness, because that's crazy for something so integrated as this. I could actually play games with this on my legs, as in I had the laptop on my legs and it didn't burn through my skin. That's crazy to me, and considering that it actually performed pretty well, it kept up. In fact, it beat the 870M in the 2 tests that we did with it, and you know, it kept up relatively well with the 970M. Obviously there's a little bit of a, you know, performance difference, otherwise they wouldn't charge another £100 for the 970M, which you can get, by the way. If you do want a little bit more horsepower, you can get this laptop with a 970M version as opposed to the 960, and you know, if you want to see the results for that, the GS60 we tested, while being a 4K screen, we did run at 1080p with all the same settings, so that should give you a rough idea of what you're going to get if you went for the 970 variant. Now, this laptop, for me, is pretty amazing. As I said, it kept up very well, and you know, for what it's worth, even though I've tested the higher end laptops first, this still, you know, if I had it, I would use it to its fullest ability. I've video edited on it, I've done a little bit of games development on it, and trust me, this thing will fly through anything you throw at it. I really do recommend it, and you know, considering that it has such great I/O, it's actually pretty good value for money, and personally I think it's quite stylish. I would have liked to have, as I said, seen that Blu-ray drive removed, or at the very least, you know, taken out, and or be able to swap it for an extra hard drive or something like that. But you know, that's just me. I would have liked to see the keyboard layout changed, especially considering that, you know, it's for a UK market. That's just my opinion, but, you know, what do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. It's going to get a 5 for value for money, mainly because in this price tag, for the performance that it provides, it's actually pretty good value for money. As for performance, as I said, it's good for the money, but it's not perfect. For functionality, I really would have liked to see that keyboard, you know, fixed. As for style, I would have liked to have seen, you know, either a slightly thinner design, maybe something like, you know, metal on the bottom, or, you know, just something. So it's going to get the Gamer Approved award. I would give it the Budget Buster award, but for something with an RRP over £1,000, it's kind of hard to say the word budget and over £1,000 in the same sentence. It is really great for gamers, and if you are in the, you know, price range of sort of in between, you know, £900 and maybe £1,200, this is probably definitely maybe the laptop for you. Obviously, as I said, this is 17-inch, so you could get the GE72, which is the 15-inch version, which has the same sort of spec and horsepower and likely similar temperatures, but in a smaller form factor. Now, please do check out the written review of this product. As I said, we do try really hard to make sure that, you know, everyone's catered for, and you know, we're really trying to sort of grow out here. So let us know what you think in the comments down below. And as I said, please do check out the site, even if you just, you know, check out some of the articles, take a quick click through and all that sort of stuff, so it'd really help us out. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. As I said, it helps us out a hell of a lot, and make sure the companies keep sending us cool stuff like this, you know, in, you know, regular fashion. Other than that, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. But if you hit either of those two buttons, let us know why in the comments down below. We'd love to hear your feedback, and as I said, you know, every time that we get feedback from you, it helps us out. You know, we can improve our next video and make it even better for you guys to enjoy. So other than that, as I said, like, dislike, subscribe and all that other good stuff. Check out the website, and we'll see you all in the next video. So thanks for watching this TechteamGB video. You've probably seen enough of me already, so I'm going to go away right after I say, if you haven't already liked or disliked, just let us know why in the comments down below as well. Check out some of our other videos, hopefully there'll be some somewhere around me. And then also, feel free to subscribe as well, that really helps us out, and yeah, obviously shows companies that you love us. So if you do love us, check us out on Facebook or Twitter. Hopefully there will also be some stuff around here maybe. But otherwise, that's pretty much it from me, so we'll see you all in the next video.